We have only few days to enter the month of April. So if you are a believer of Christ, and you know that visions are meant to warn us about things to come, today I am going to be sharing with you a testimony of man who died and God revealed to him what April is coming with. So if you are listening to me, I encourage you to watch this video to the very end, because this is something you would not want to miss. I will go straight to how it was been sent to us. No part has been removed. I will begin sharing the testimony with you. What I am about to share with you is not a dream. I did not want to share this publicly. I have wrestled with it for weeks, afraid that people would not believe me, but I was told to speak. I was told that what I saw concerns people right now, and so I will tell you everything from the beginning. And I pray that by the time you reach the end of this video, something inside you will shift the way something inside me shifted, permanently, and without the possibility of going back. My name does not matter for this testimony. What matters is what I was shown and by whom. It happened without warning. I was not sick. I was simply in my home, and then everything stopped. My body went cold. The air left my lungs and did not return. And before I could form a single thought about what was happening, I felt myself rise. That is the only word I have for it. I rose, not upward in the physical sense, but outward, away from the shell I had always called myself. I looked down and saw my body still in the room, and I understood in an instant with a clarity that no living person possesses, that the body was not me. It was mine, the way a coat is yours, but it was not me. The room disappeared. What replaced it was light. But I need you to understand that this was not light the way we use the word. This was not brightness or color or the warmth of sunshine. This was a presence that expressed itself as light. It was alive. It was aware. It knew me. Not the version of me I had constructed for the world, not the name I used, not the titles or the failures or the habits, but the deepest part of me, the part I had never shown anyone, the part I was sometimes afraid to acknowledge even to myself. And it was not afraid of what it saw. It received me completely. I knew immediately who was at the center of it. I cannot fully describe the moment I came before Jesus Christ. I can only tell you that every word I had ever read about him, every song I had ever sung in a church building, every prayer I had ever whispered in desperation, none of it had prepared me for the reality of him. He is not a concept. He is not a symbol. He is not a feeling you get when the worship music is particularly moving. He is a person, and he is the most real thing I have ever encountered. More real than the ground under my feet, more real than the sound of my own voice. When he looked at me, I did not feel judged, but I felt completely known, which was somehow more confronting than judgment would have been. There is nowhere to hide in that gaze. There is no version of yourself you can present. You are simply seen. He did not greet me with words at first. He simply looked at me, and in that look, I felt him communicate something that I can only translate imperfectly, that there was something he needed to show me, something urgent, something that concerned not just me, but many people, and that I was being brought to this place specifically so that I could carry what I was about to see back into the living world. Then he turned, and I followed him. We moved through the light. I say moved, but there were no steps, no distance in the way we measure distance. And then I saw it. A vineyard, vast, stretching far beyond what my eyes could process. A field of grapevines so enormous and so intricate that the sight of it was overwhelming. But what struck me immediately was not the size of it. It was the detail. I could see every vine, every branch, every leaf, as if I were standing directly in front of it, regardless of where in the field it was. Everything was simultaneously close and clear. Jesus stood beside me and said, "Look carefully." I looked, and I began to see what was happening to the vines. There was a gardener working through the vineyard, moving with purpose, not hurrying, not hesitating, moving with the calm precision of someone who knows exactly what they are doing and has decided ahead of time that nothing will interrupt the work. The gardener carried a pruning blade, and I watched as branch after branch was cut, separated, removed from the vine and set aside. I watched this for what felt like a long time before I spoke. I asked Jesus what I was seeing. He turned to me, and his expression was one of the most serious things I have ever witnessed. Not harsh, not angry, but weighted, the way a doctor's face is weighted When he is about to give you a diagnosis, you need to hear whether you want to or not. He said, "This is what is coming. This is what is already beginning. The gardener is working, and the season of pruning has arrived." He gestured for me to look more carefully at the specific branches being removed, and as I focused, I began to understand that not every branch being cut was the same. Some of the branches were green on the outside. Their leaves were healthy, their color was right, and if you had walked past them on an ordinary day, you would have assumed they were fine. But when the gardener cut them and I looked at the inside, and somehow I could see the inside as clearly as the outside, I saw that they were hollow. They had no living connection to the vine. They looked alive from the outside because they were drawing on external moisture, on what surrounded them, on what was close to them. But they were not drawing from the root. They were attached but not connected. And without that real connection, there was nothing inside them. No juice, no substance, no capacity for fruit, regardless of how long they remained on the vine. Jesus spoke without me asking. He said, "Many in my body are like this. They are present, they attend, they sing, they use my name, but their inner life has no living connection to me. They are attached to the structure of faith without being connected to the source of it. And in this season, I will remove what has no life inside it, regardless of how it appears from the outside." I felt the weight of that. I did not argue. I simply received it. Then I looked at another set of branches. These were different. These had not even the appearance of life. From root to tip, they were brown, dry, brittle. I could see that they had been disconnected for a long time. Not recently, not suddenly, but gradually, over a sustained period of drift, of neglect, of choosing other things. They had once been connected. The root had once fed them. But somewhere along the way, the connection had been broken, and because no one had repaired it, the life had slowly drained out, and now they were completely dry. Still on the vine in the sense that they had not been cut yet, but no longer of the vine in any meaningful sense. He said, "These are the ones who walked away, not dramatically, not in one moment of decision, but step by step, choice by choice, compromise by compromise, until they were no longer receiving anything from me. And they have remained in that dry place, telling themselves that tomorrow they will return, that soon they will repair what was broken." But the season does not wait for convenience. The gardener does not consult with the branch about the timing of the pruning. Then there were the entangled branches. These were the ones that disturbed me most deeply. These branches were alive, genuinely connected to the vine, genuinely receiving life from the root, but they had become so thoroughly wrapped around other branches, so twisted together with things that were not part of the vine, that they could not grow upward. They grew sideways. They grew in directions that served no purpose, that produced no fruit, that simply consumed the life coming from the root and redirected it into entanglement. Relationships that had become spiritual knots, habits that had wrapped themselves so tightly around the branch that there was no room for fruit to form. Lifestyles built on the foundation of faith but structured in ways that pointed nowhere eternal. Opportunities that had seemed like open doors but had led only deeper into complexity and confusion. Jesus said, "These are the ones who are still mine but who are so tangled that my life in them cannot produce what it was meant to produce. I love them. I have not abandoned them." But love does not mean leaving them in the tangle. Love means cutting what has wrapped itself around them, even if the cutting hurts, even if they cannot understand why what is being removed should be removed. I want you to hear that. I want you to sit with that for a moment before I continue. Then he showed me something different. Two fields, side by side. From above, I could see them both simultaneously, and at the same moment, rain began to fall. The same rain from the same sky at the same intensity, landing on both fields equally. In the first field, the rain landed on good soil. The ground received it. The seeds that had been planted broke open, and within what seemed like moments, I watched shoots rise, grow, strengthen, and eventually bear fruit. The field became abundant. It became exactly what a field is supposed to be. In the second field, the rain landed on ground that had not been prepared. The surface was hard, compacted, undisturbed. The water ran sideways rather than sinking down. And what grew in that field was not what had been planted. It was what was already there beneath the surface. Weeds, thorns, things that had always been waiting for water, things that grew faster than anything good, things that choked the edges of whatever good seeds had been thrown there, and left the field looking busy but empty of anything that could feed anyone. Jesus said, "The rain is coming equally for everyone. The same season will fall on every believer. The same pruning will be available to all, but not everyone will respond the same way. The soil of your heart determines what the rain produces in your life. If you have been preparing your heart, if you have been cooperating with my Spirit, if you have been honest about what needs to be cut, the rain of this season will produce something in you that will take your breath away. But if your heart is hard, if you have been resistant, if you have been protecting what I have been trying to remove, the same season will only accelerate the growth of what should not be there." And then he turned to face me fully and said the words that I need you to read slowly and carefully, because this is what I was sent back to tell you. He said, "Tell them that this is the month of April. Tell them that what is coming is not general. It is specific. It is targeted. I know every branch in my vineyard by name. I know every entanglement, every dry place, every hollow space where connection should be, but is not. And in this month, I will work with a precision that will surprise people. Things they thought were stable will be removed. Relationships they had grown comfortable with will be cut. Habits they had accommodated will be severed. Opportunities that were pulling them away from fruitfulness will be closed. And this will feel, to many of them, like loss. It will feel like disruption. It will feel like things are falling apart." He paused, and in the pause I felt the full authority of what he was saying. "Tell them that this is not things falling apart. This is the gardener working, and tell them that in this season I will not negotiate. I am not offering this as a suggestion. I am not waiting for a vote. The pruning is already decided. The only question is how each person will respond to what I am doing." I asked him then, because I had to ask, what happens to those who refuse? What happens to those who see the gardener's blade and pull away? What happens to those who, when the cutting begins, resist it, argue with it, try to hold on to what is being removed? What he showed me next is the part I have hesitated most to share. But I was told specifically to share it. I was told that softening this part would be a disservice to the people who need to hear it most. He showed me a branch that had been cut from the vine, not by the gardener, but by its own sustained refusal to cooperate with the work of the gardener. A branch that had been warned, season after season, that something inside it needed to change, that the entanglements needed to go, that the dryness needed to be addressed, that the hollow places needed to be filled with real connection. And that branch had heard those warnings, had sat in services where those warnings were given, had felt the conviction that follows close behind real preaching, and had, each time, chosen the comfort of where it was over the discomfort of what was being asked. And I watched that branch, cut from the vine now, losing its color, losing its flexibility, becoming brittle. And then I saw where it was taken, and the sight of it removed every desire I have ever had to soften a warning. I saw darkness, not the darkness of a room with the lights off. I saw the darkness of complete absence, the absence of light, the absence of warmth, the absence of the presence I had been standing in for this entire journey. And in that darkness, I saw the branch, which I now understood was not a branch at all but a person, a real person, a person who had known the vine, who had sat in the vineyard, who had heard the voice of the gardener, and had simply, repeatedly chosen not to cooperate. And that person was aware. They were fully awake. And what I saw on their face was the most terrible thing I have ever seen. Not pain in the physical sense, but the specific agony of a person who understands exactly what they lost and understands that the understanding has come too late. Regret. Pure, unmedicated, permanent regret. No more warning, no more season, no more gardener with his blade offering one more chance to let something go so that something better could grow. Only the silence of finality and the darkness of a place that exists outside the warmth of God. Jesus said quietly, "This is what I am trying to prevent. Every cutting I do in this month of April is mercy. Every relationship I remove is mercy. Every habit I sever is mercy. Every door I close is mercy. Because I would rather disrupt a person's comfort now than lose them to that place. But I cannot force cooperation. I can only warn, and I am warning, through you, through this moment, that the time to cooperate is now. The time to let go of what I have been asking you to release is now. The time to repair broken connection is now, not after April, not when the disruption has passed. Now, I did not want to leave that place. I want to be honest about that. Standing in the presence of Jesus, even in the weight of what he was showing me, was the most complete I have ever felt in my existence. The peace there is not the peace of the absence of trouble. It is the peace of being exactly where you were supposed to be, with exactly who you were made to be with. It makes everything here feel thin by comparison. But I was returned. I came back into my body with a force that I felt for days afterward, a physical memory of being pressed back into something smaller than where I had been. And I lay there for a long time, unable to move, not because I was physically incapable, but because I did not want to move yet. I wanted to hold the weight of what I had been given before the world came in and started asking me to be ordinary again. I am telling you everything I was told to tell you, and I am asking you to take it with the seriousness it deserves. April is not an ordinary month this year. The gardener is in the vineyard, and he has already decided what needs to be removed from your life. He is not guessing. He is not experimenting. He knows your branches by name. He knows what is hollow in you, and what is dry in you, and what is so entangled that it is preventing you from growing in the direction you were made to grow. And he will cut. He will cut things that surprised you. He will cut things you thought he had approved of. He will cut relationships that you built your daily life around. He will cut habits that have become part of your identity. He will close opportunities that felt like open doors but were leading you further into the tangle and further from the fruit you were designed to produce. Do not resist this. I am telling you from a place beyond argument. Do not resist this. When you feel the cut coming, when the relationship becomes strained without explanation, when the door closes that you were certain would remain open, when the habit suddenly loses its hold, when the season shifts and something that was comfortable becomes impossible, do not spend that moment complaining. Do not spend it fighting. Do not spend it trying to rebuild what the gardener is dismantling. Use that moment to pray. Ask what he is doing. Ask what he is removing and why. Ask what he wants to grow in the space that is being cleared. Cooperate with the work, even when the work is painful, especially when the work is painful, because pain in the hands of a gardener who loves you is always purposeful. But I also need to speak directly to the ones who are thinking about ignoring this, the ones who have heard warnings before and filed them away and moved on and suffered no immediate consequence, and so concluded that the warnings were not real. I need to tell you that what I saw in that place beyond this body was the most serious thing I have ever encountered. The consequences of sustained refusal are not theoretical. They are not symbolic. They are not a metaphor for a difficult season on earth. I watched a person who had known the vine, who had been in the vineyard, who had heard the warnings, and who had simply chosen not to cooperate. And I watched what came after. I would empty every warning I have ever heard into the next few words. If I could, you do not want to arrive at the end having chosen your comfort over your connection to him. There is no recovery from that place. There is no second season. There is no gardener's blade offering one more chance. There is only the weight of permanent understanding arriving too late. If there is anything in you right now that you know needs to go, release it today. If there is a relationship in your life that you know is an entanglement, not a genuine connection, not something that is producing fruit, but something that has wrapped itself around you and is pulling you sideways rather than upward, release it now before April removes it in a way that is harder. If you have been attached to faith without being connected to the source of it, if you have been attending, singing, using the language of belief while the inside of you is hollow, if you can feel the difference between what you perform and what you actually have, then repair that connection, not by trying harder, not by doing more, but by returning to the vine honestly, by saying to him, I have been maintaining an appearance and I want the real thing, and I am willing to let you do whatever it takes to produce it in me. If you have drifted, if you know somewhere beneath everything that you are in a dry place and have been there for longer than you want to admit, come back. The root has not moved. The vine is exactly where it has always been. The life is still there, waiting for you to return to connection. But do not wait until April is already working in your life to decide that you want to cooperate. Come back now in the quiet before the season does what it has already been sent to do. And if you have never belonged to the vine at all, If you have been standing in the field but never planted, if everything I have described sounds like a world you have observed from the outside without ever entering, then let this be the moment you enter, because the rain is coming, and what the rain produces in your life will be entirely determined by what is in your heart when it arrives. He is the vine. He is the only source of life that does not eventually run dry. He is the only connection that does not eventually disappoint. He is the only gardener who knows exactly what you need removed and exactly what he intends to grow in its place. And he is working right now, in this month, with a precision and a love that coexist in a way that only God can manage, because only God can cut you with a blade and simultaneously hold you with both hands. Do not waste April. Do not let this month pass over you like rain over hard ground, running sideways, producing only weeds. Prepare your heart. Repent now. Surrender what he has been asking for. Cooperate with what he is doing. Stay connected, truly connected, not just attached to the vine. Because what is coming will reveal everything, and only what is built on real connection. Only what is sealed by genuine surrender. Only what has been pruned and tended and honestly maintained. Only that will remain standing when the season has done its full work. The gardener is not finished. He is just beginning, and he loves you far too much to leave you the way you are. Thank you for listening. If you have been blessed by this message, please kindly share this video to more people who need to listen to this. Don't just skip and go. Make sure 1 or 2 persons see this video through you. Also like this video and subscribe to this channel so that you will not miss any future videos that would be posted on this channel.